Thousands of years before modern cities, before airplanes, before satellites, humans already feared one unstoppable force of nature, volcanoes. They can sleep for centuries, looking peaceful and harmless, but when they awaken, entire cities can disappear in minutes. They can sleep for centuries, looking peaceful and harmless, but when they awaken, entire cities can disappear in minutes. Today, we explore the deadliest volcanic eruptions in human history at events so powerful. They changed climates, destroyed civilizations, and killed tens of thousands of people. And the most terrifying part, some of these disasters happened with almost no warning. Let's begin in ancient Rome, year 79 AD. Near the beautiful Roman city of Pompeii stood a mountain called Mount Vesuvius. For centuries, people lived peacefully near its slopes. The soil was fertile, the climate warm, and the volcano appeared calm. But on one summer day in August, everything changed. The ground began to shake. A massive column of ash and smoke exploded into the sky. Hizimari Kalar. Darkness spread across the region as ash rained down on the city. People tried to escape. Some ran toward the sea. Others hid inside their homes. But the real danger had not arrived yet. Suddenly, a massive wave of superheated gas and volcanic debris rushed down the mountain at incredible speed. This deadly cloud, known as a pyroclastic flow, was hotter than 400 degrees Celsius. It moved faster than any human could run, within seconds. The cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum were buried. Thousands of people died instantly. Today, their bodies remain frozen in ash. A haunting reminder of the day the Roman world faced, one of nature's most brutal forces. But history's deadliest eruption was still centuries away. We move forward to the year 1815. To a remote island in Indonesia, here stood a volcano called Mount Tambora. At the time, few people outside the region had ever heard of it. But that would soon change. In April of 1815, Tambora exploded in the most powerful volcanic eruption in recorded history. The blast was so massive it could be heard over 2,000 kilometers away. Ash covered entire islands. Villages were instantly destroyed by falling debris and burning gases. But the disaster didn't stop there. The eruption sent enormous amounts of ash and sulfur into the atmosphere, blocking sunlight across the planet. The result was a global climate catastrophe. The following year became known as the year without a summer. Temperatures dropped worldwide, crops failed across Europe and North America. Snow fell in June. Famine spread across continents. Historians estimate that around 90,000 people died as a result of the Tambora eruption and its aftermath. One volcano changed the weather of the entire planet. Yet, another disaster was about to shake the world. In 1883, another Indonesian volcano entered history, Krakatoa. Located between the islands of Java and Sumatra, Krakatoa had been rumbling for months, but on August 27th, the volcano unleashed one of the loudest sounds ever recorded on Earth. The explosion was so powerful it was heard nearly 5,000 kilometers away. Sailors hundreds of kilometers away reported their eardrums bursting from the sound. The eruption collapsed most of the island into the ocean, triggering massive tsunamis. Walls of water up to 40 meters high slammed into nearby coastal towns. Entire villages vanished. Ships were thrown miles inland. More than 36,000 people lost their lives. The skies turned dark across much of the world as volcanic ash spread through the atmosphere. For months, sunsets around the globe glowed deep red and orange from volcanic dust. But even in the 20th century, Volcanoes continued to prove their deadly power. In 1902, on the Caribbean island of Martinique, stood Mount Pelée. At the base of the volcano sat a prosperous city called Saint-Pierre. At the time, it was known as the Paris of the Caribbean. Nearly 30,000 people lived there. In early May, the volcano began showing warning signs. Ash fell from the sky. Strange, rumbling sounds echoed from the mountain, but many people believed the eruption would remain small. They were wrong. On May 8, Mount Vesuvius, a superheated avalanche of gas, ash, and rock raced down the mountain directly toward the city. Within minutes, Saint-Pierre was completely destroyed. Almost everyone in the city died. Only a few survivors remained. One of them was a prisoner locked inside a thick stone cell, which shielded him from the deadly heat. The disaster shocked the entire world. But even modern technology cannot always prevent tragedy. In 1985, in Colombia, the Nevado del Ruiz volcano erupted. The eruption itself was not extremely large, but it melted huge amounts of ice and snow on the volcano's peak. This created massive rivers of mud and volcanic debris called lahars. These deadly mudflows rushed down the mountain during the night. One of them slammed directly into the town of Armero. Most residents were asleep. Within minutes, the town was buried under thick volcanic mud. More than 25,000 people died. It remains one of the deadliest volcanic disasters of the modern era. From ancient Rome to modern Colombia, volcanoes have repeatedly reminded humanity of one simple truth. We live on a restless planet. Beneath our feet, deep within the earth, powerful forces are constantly building pressure. Most of the time, these forces remain hidden, but when they are released, the results can reshape landscapes, destroy cities, and change the course of history. And perhaps the most chilling reality is this: there are still many volcanoes around the world today, quietly waiting. Some have been silent for centuries. Others show small signs of activity. Scientists monitor them carefully. But predicting exactly when a volcano will erupt remains one of the greatest challenges in science, because when the Earth decides to awaken, nothing can truly stop it. Volcanoes remind us that no matter how advanced our world becomes, nature will always be more powerful. And somewhere on this planet right now, another volcano is slowly waking up. If you enjoyed this documentary and want to explore more of the most powerful and mysterious forces on Earth, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because the next story might be even more terrifying.